Pranam, a warm welcome back to my channel. Ready for today's episode? Okay, let's start. When we speak of the birth of Lord Krishna, we often narrow it down to just one divine night, the night we now celebrate as Janmashtami. But in doing so, we overlook the vast web of events that had already been set in motion long before that night arrived. The birth of Lord Krishna wasn't an isolated miracle. It was the climax of an epic saga woven over Yugas, through many lifetimes, involving countless characters whose paths were destined to intersect. Let's shift our focus to a key figure, Devaki, the birth mother of Lord Krishna. To truly understand her role, we must dive into not just one but two intertwined tales. Both are crucial to grasp why the life of Devaki was marked by unimaginable sorrow and loss. Let's begin with the origin story of Devaki. Devaki, before she took this human form, had lived twice before. She was originally Prashni, a deeply devoted soul who had pleased Lord Vishnu with her unwavering bhakti or devotion. As a result, Vishnu had granted her a boon. He would be born to her not once but 3 times. In her first rebirth, Prashni was born as Aditi, daughter of Daksh Prajapati and his queen Panchajani. Aditi had many sisters, but one in particular played a key role in the cosmic drama, Diti. Both Aditi and Diti, along with their 11 sisters, were married to the sage Kashyap, who was himself a reincarnation of Sutap, the husband of Prashni in her original form. The divine couple, Vishnu's chosen vessels, had come together again, and just as prophesied, Vishnu was born to them as their son Vaman, also known as Upendra. But while that tale unfolded, a parallel story was brewing, one born of jealousy, rivalry, and revenge. Aditi gave birth to Indra, the king of the Devtas and the god of thunder and war. Diti, envious of the fortune of Aditi and the power of Indra, watched in agony as many of her own sons were slain in battles against the gods. Consumed by the desire for vengeance, Diti sought to give birth to a child mightier than Indra himself. She pleaded with her husband Kashyap to bless her with such a son. Kashyap agreed, but on one condition. The pregnancy would last 100 years and Diti would have to strictly follow a set of sacred rituals every single day. Any lapse would leave her and the unborn child vulnerable. Diti, determined and desperate, agreed without hesitation. Time passed. By the 99th year, Diti was glowing, literally radiating the power of the child she was about to bring into the world. Aditi, disturbed by ominous visions, shared her fears with Indra. At first, Indra shrugged them off, but when his mother explained that the sole purpose of this child's birth was to destroy him, he was shaken. Knowing that brute force wouldn't work, mother and son plotted to use cunning instead. Indra approached Diti with false concern, offering to stay by her side and serve her until her child was born. Diti, bound by courtesy and faith in her rituals, allowed him to stay. But she remained careful, knowing her spiritual practices protected her and her unborn child. Indra waited for a slip-up. Days passed. Then, one night, it finally happened. Exhausted and heavy with child, Diti forgot a key ritual, washing her feet before sleeping. It was a small detail, but it broke the chain of protection. Seizing the moment, Indra used his weapon, the Vajra, to strike the womb of Diti. But what emerged was not one child, but 49 fragments of the fetus. Diti awoke in pain and horror, realizing her child had been torn apart. Confronting Indra, she demanded to know the truth. Grief and rage poured from her. She was no longer a grieving mother, but a goddess of fury. Indra, trembling, admitted what he had done, and Diti, in her wrath, cursed him. He would never rule in peace. His throne would forever be challenged, his power unstable. Indra, terrified by the curse's power, tried to blame his mother Aditi, hoping Diti would retract her words. But that only made matters worse. Enraged by the role of Aditi in the plot, Diti cursed her too, condemning her to be born as a human in her next life. She declared that Aditi would witness the death of her children and be powerless to stop it. All of this transpired in the Treta Yuga. When the Dwapar Yuga arrived, the curse bore fruit. Aditi was reborn as Devaki, and one by one her children were killed before her very eyes by her own cousin Kans. She could do nothing but weep, held captive by fate. But the suffering of Devaki didn't arise from just this single story. Another thread, just as powerful, just as fateful, also led to her tragic destiny. And when these two narratives merge, they reveal a deeper truth about why the birth of Krishna was more than a divine event. It was the resolution of lifetimes of karma. We will explore that second thread in the next part of this tale. Stay tuned to Eternal Wisdom of Bharatvarsh. Thanks for subscribing and watching. Pranam.